Well, I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to talk to you once again. It's, of course, from Glasgow, where we are in the midst of COP26. Much happier about where we are than I thought I was going to be. And the biggest thing that's happened is that there is clearly a real commitment from business. It's no longer just the sustainability manager who's been sent to a COP, as was true in so many others, and I was in the very first one. The fact is that this time there are leaders of businesses, huge companies all over the world, come to commit themselves because they have recognized just what a desperate position the world has got itself into. And I suppose there are two words that sum this all up. I think, first of all, optimism. Partly because we've got to be optimistic, and partly because all sorts of very good things have happened. And the second is apocalypse, because that's what will happen if we don't take the steps we have to take now. The United Nations scientists have shown it quite clearly. We've got a decade to put right a couple of 100 years of damage, because the balance of nature used to take in the carbon that we exuded. You know, human beings and animals and plants, we all expel the damaging carbon. But the world used to take it back in through the trees and the soil and sequestration more generally. Unfortunately, we've put too much into the atmosphere, and we're warming the world at a speed which will destroy us. What is happening here is that more and more nations are understanding that, signing up to the real changes that we have to make. And the British government has certainly led the way. There's no doubt that the intention to cut our emissions by 68% by 2030 and 78% by 2035 has galvanized others into action. Of course, promises don't mean anything unless we deliver them. And so the second message from Glasgow is delivery now is all. The government has started on that with its net zero strategy. And of course, with making sure that we won't be selling anything but electric or equivalent cars by 2030. But I'm afraid we've got to see more than that. We've got to see every day, every week, every month, every year, the big changes that we need to make as an economy. But the good news is that in fighting climate change, we are building a greener, cleaner, kinder world. It's not just that we're fighting for our existence, it is that we're fighting for a better world. It'll be better for all of us. And we will rid ourselves of so much that damages us today, from water and air pollution to the kind of modern slavery which has been so much part of modern life. If we really do this, as I think we can, then we really will make a huge difference. And the fact that we now understand that it will be us, the rich countries, who've benefited from pollution, who are actually going to need to help the poor countries so that they can go from where they are to a better life without the dirty and destructive part in between. So in Suffolk, where all those years ago we started on the road to having a greenest county, in Suffolk, we've now got to redouble our efforts. And I'm pleased to hear and see how many of our local businesses, our farmers, and all who are involved in the life of Suffolk recognise that this is their priority. I look forward to a greener Suffolk where regenerative farming really takes hold. I look forward to a cleaner Suffolk where our local businesses provide services and products without destroying the earth. And I look forward to a kinder Suffolk in which we are able to live with our neighbours more happily and more contentedly than we have done before. So that's what we're about. We're about it in Glasgow, and we're going to go on being about it in Suffolk, the greenest county.